Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are in Alamosa and we are taking some drain pipe down to Farmington. It's a pretty light load, not even 20,000 pounds, which is great because we don't have a very powerful engine in here today. We do have the Ford CLT 9000 from Rushour109 and we put a Cummins L10 in it. This is a SlavJerry engine, and the highest that it goes up to is 310 horsepower. As a result, our transmission has a 4.1 differential to try to make up for some of that. And the transmission, by the way, is maybe something you haven't seen before. It is an Eaton Fuller RTO 613. What is that? That is a transmission from Fury 6. It's free, and you can get it on the Steam Workshop. I'll leave a link down below. It is a 13-speed transmission, but it's not the 13-speed that come with the game. So, let me show you a little bit how we do this. So if you look on the lower right-hand corner, we have three different modes. We've got low, we have intermediate, and we have direct. Kind of a low, medium, high. And they all start off in the same spot. Make sure that your shifter or your splitter is back and your range selector is down. Go ahead and start lower left, and that's first, second, third. Those are your three gears in low. At this point we want to get to the intermediate gear, so we'll go ahead and click splitter forward, and then we'll go back to the same spot. We'll go 4, 5, 6. I'm in the RTO version, so this is 7, bottom right. 8 is top right. Then to get to our third mode, our direct, range selector up. 9, 10, 11, bottom right for 12, top right for 13. Pretty straightforward. It pretty much just repeats itself. It is a little bit tricky sometimes to remember that the low doesn't go through these other positions here on the right side. It stops at 3, and then you reset with the splitter forward. By the way, there are 3 versions of reverse. So if you have splitter forward and your range selector up, that's reverse high. If you go range selector down, that's range selector low. And if you go splitter back, it's reverse low low. So that's what we've got going on today. And by the way, traditionally, if we go inside, see the shifter that we see here? Let me see if I can go forward a little bit, where it's got the it's kind of like the old school like I have, only it's got 3 spots: low, direct, and overdrive. That is usually what this what would accompany this transmission. I have the old school version that only has 2 positions, just like a standard splitter in an Eaton Fuller transmission, shifter knob. And then my range selectors here on the side with this air valve. Alright, so that is the scoop. Again, we're in Alamosa heading for Farmington with 20,000 pounds, or just a little under, of drain pipes. Let's go ahead and get going. The windows down, parking lights on. There's that Cummins L10. Pretty good. I have a speedometer and a tachometer here right in front of me. I just got the speedometer to work today. I'll tell you a little bit about it on the drive and what my plans are moving forward. We're going to go ahead and start out in... Yeah, let's go ahead and start out in third. These are the low gears. So even with 310 horsepower, you got to really have a pretty decent load on there to use a lot of the low gears, or to get yourself out of the mud or sand or up a hill with a lot of weight. Usually, even with up to 30,000 pounds, with a 400 horsepower engine or higher, I just start in 4. So this is one of the rare times where I'm actually using this transmission in the low gears. So I got to check to see if my tachometer is calibrated correctly. I checked it earlier today and it was calibrated. Right now I'm reading 1600 RPMs and I've got 1900 on the dashboard, as you see. Maybe maybe it's something I have to calibrate every single time that I play. Not sure. I'll have to look into that, but there is the possibility, and I'll have to look into it. Maybe Rushour109's tach is off a little bit. Speedometer's on, dead set. Yep, 5 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. Got both of those going. By the way, forgot to tell you about this. This is goggle skin on here. Flatbed Bros. Looks really good on the CLT 9000. It's free on the Steam Workshop, and I'll drop a link down below in the description for you guys to pick it up. I believe it works on just about every one of his, the chassis. Got the Doepker flatbed. That is also a free trailer. I can put a link down below, but it's pretty cool. It actually has lift axles. The first and the fourth axle lift up, and it is really great, nice and handy for being able to get into, you know, making a tight turn and get into a tight spot. And we don't even have that much weight, so we could actually be running that, but we'll just leave it down for now. No GPS in this CLT 9000. So we're going to be relying on our navigational aids today. Yeah, so I think my tachometer is actually working just fine. I think it's Rushour109's that needs to be calibrated. Pretty good, coming out at 2000, back in at 1600. There's 2000 for me right there. There's 1600. Oop, looks like I missed it. Actually needs to go in probably around 1500. But yeah, this one's juiced a little bit. It's going all the way up to 2500 when I'm reading 2000. Another reason to have gauges, because even if their calibration is off, mine's still good. There's a sign for Alamosa. Have to take that one a little wide, get up on the curb a little bit. Where are we going? Left, right, straight? What's going on? Am I going to have to look at a map? We're going right.
50 yards, turn right. Turn right.
I'm going to go ahead and leave the gears up for you that you can see up top. Love the sound of that L10 from SlavJerry. Good visibility with these mirrors, gotta say. Even on the passenger side, great visibility, and you even get a side mirror option. So we are covered with mirrors, just need a GPS to be working in here now. We got this truck probably about a year ago. I wonder if Rushour has done any work on this. If you know of any update that's happened recently, let me know. I just haven't heard anything. I have no reason to believe that Rushour isn't updating, but I haven't seen anything in a while. And sometimes, well, it takes a whole community to figure these things out. Sometimes people see it way before I do. Just loving it. Loving the cab over, the L10, this old 13 speed. It's pretty cool. Let's see what the Jake's like. Okay, that was non-existent. Does this not... Oh, you know what? That's right. The L10 does not... I mean, the L10 does have a Jake, but I think SlavJerry said that he couldn't find a recording for it, so it's not included in this engine. So there's no Jake. We gotta be mindful of that and be downshifting quite a bit then. Which isn't a huge problem, but it's good to remember things like that. I hope in the future that SlavJerry finds some audio recording, because it's nice to have. And if you look up the specs on the L10, it's not like it doesn't have a Jake. It does have a Jake. He just didn't put it in right now. Oh. Let's go ahead and start it off in 4. I could probably start that off in 3. That'd be a little bit better for the truck. So you had a chance to hear that engine purr. I'm going to go ahead and get the windows up now. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with these gauges if you care. I'm using SimProject's Pro Gauge board for the tachometer. That one goes in fine. It's got all the wires already connected, and you just plug it right into the Pro Gauge. It's going just fine. The GPS, or the speedometer, however, is a GPS speedometer, and that means it gets its signal via a coax cable that is hooked up to a GPS receiver that you put on the dash. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, I think I missed one. There we go. Let's go back to 11. Obviously, I'm not actually going anywhere because this is a simulator, so that's not going to work very well. So what I had to do was I had to end up breaking the gauge apart by removing the bezel. It took me about an hour and a half total of just messing with all the... Okay, we actually have good brakes in this. Must actually have it set. It's probably not that accurate. Stopped really fast. But yeah, just using pliers and a screwdriver to ply the metal bezel. As you see, you can probably see here, one of these gauges here. This one's plastic, or this one is metal, but it's the bezel's on there. It's black, and this one is missing the bezel because I haven't put it back on yet. I just got the new stepper motor in there. Yeah, and so I just hooked up the wires for the tachometer, but for the speedometer, I've had to go with SimProject's X27 board, and basically that thing just controls the stepper motor. So I had to break into the gauge, the speedometer, and I had to figure out how to get to the stepper motor that came with this, pry it apart, glue on my own stepper motor, and it's connected to a cable that goes directly to the X27. And that's what I just did today. It works just fine. So the tach and the speedometer are working. Obviously they're just kind of hanging out on the desk because I don't have the dashboard built yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and count that as a win. You know, it took me a little bit of time to get all the research done to figure out what my options were going to be. and I'm pretty happy with myself. Pretty happy that I got 2 functioning gauges. So in order to get into that gauge, it was hard, and when you're using pliers and a screwdriver and whatnot, it really ate into and bent up the bezel quite a bit. It can go back on. I don't have it on right now just because I was kind of lazy, and I like literally just got it in a couple hours ago. But it'll show a little bit of wear and tear, so that we'll kind of go for that look on it. But also in the process, I went too deep into the bezel when I was trying to remove it. I got a little impatient. It took me about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half, 2 sessions of 45 minutes of just sitting there prying. My hands hurt so bad. And in the process, the cover glass broke. So it broke just one line straight in half. So there is going to be no glass over this one. But once I get the bezel on it, I think that should be better. See if we can build up some speed here. Whoa, that snapped right back. That was weird. Let's try that again. Okay. Usually it goes through and it just recycles the view, but not this time. Alright, good. This corner's 40. Good thing because I'm only going 37. Yeah, this 310 horsepower, really feeling the limitations on it. We're actually going to have to slow down 2 miles an hour. I feel like I got pretty good range with this 13, and the way the low gears in this transmission are, even if you got some weight on it, you can usually get going pretty easy. I think the initial gear on this, the initial first low gear, I think it's like 18.5 to 1. So pretty easy to get started even if you're on a hill. And that combined with the 410 differential, and I'm thinking maybe I wish I had like a 430 in here, 435, something like that. Cut that corner a little tight. Slow down. So that is pretty much all we have to say about the gauges for right now. They are working. And now that I have everything tested out, now it's going to be, I got to get some more gauges, and I'll probably get all the gauges first. Thinking I'm probably going to get at least 4 or 5 more. And I need to test out where they're going to be, how the dashboard, I'd like to have them before I start building the dashboard, because a couple things that I didn't really plan on until you start getting this set up is what angle should my wheel be at, what height should it be, what height should I be sitting at, because all that's going to matter if you're going to try to see the gauges without having to peek around so much. Like if you look right now up under the dashboard of the Ford CLT 9000, I can see pretty much all the gauges. If I turn to the side, I can see those outer ones on the top row just fine, but I can see most of them very easily without having to really move my head very much. And positioning of the gauges is going to determine how you're going to be building it and how you're sitting. So I'm probably going to get all the gauges, get some cardboard, do a little cutout, build a stand, and see, you know, if I can see through it. See if I can like see through the steering wheel. Maybe I need to be farther back. I don't know. It might even, I hope it doesn't, but I might even, yeah, speeding, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't have a Jake, so. I mean, I might even have to actually look at getting a lower chair. This is just a, just using kind of a dining room chair right now, and I've obviously put a little bit more time into, yeah, get another one, who cares, into things like transmissions, into the shifters, into the gauges and stuff. But at some point I am absolutely going to have to invest in some sort of seat, and maybe that's going to solve a whole lot of problems in terms of where my height is and the angle looking through the steering wheel. I'm going to use this desk, so that's kind of a fixed thing right now. Really could be using a Jake right now. Should we try to pass? That's my third speeding violation. There's probably a reason why they only want you to go 25, and maybe we're going to find out right now, because this looks like a U-turn. A lot of cops up here. Yeah, 15 over the speed limit, still hanging in there. Back up to 45. Just climbing pretty good. So is there a cop following me? I didn't even see the other two. They're just hanging out and hiding? 'Cause sometimes they do that. Yeah, brakes on this are pretty good. And like I said, load, not even 20,000 pounds. And so it's not like I have a ton of momentum that I need to stop. I think we'll be fine. Try to do some third person driving here. Should be interesting. I'm pretty lousy at it. I've yet to crash. But there could be a first time for everything. And I am going 15, more than 15 over the speed limit too. Guess we'll push this CLT 9000 to its limits. Feels like we're going downhill. We'll downshift and see if we can get a little bit of assistance that way. Ooh, really don't want to miss it. Really don't want to miss it now. Whoa. Oh, got him. Got him. Tagged him. First accident in third person. Whoa. And we're holding on. We're holding on. Okay. Slow down a bit. Got my first hit and run here in American Truck Simulator. I mean, I left him a note. Anyway, having a little fun with that third person driving. You know, it's funny, the more I practice, the worse I get. But it sure is funny, though. We've got about an hour 45 game time left in this. I'm going to go ahead and speed up a little bit, and I'll catch you guys on the backside. Alright, we're just about 25 minutes out now. Be pulling into Farmington pretty quick, and we need to get on the brakes, since we don't have Jake. Got a few responses from you guys regarding the snowy weather, and couple people still like it. For people that like to play according to the seasons, I mean, it's one of those situations where if you want to RP it in real life, you know, you can't turn the weather on and off. You can't just go in and out of spring and summer and winter all the time. You gotta just kind of go with the flow. And I totally see that in terms of the RP. I like keeping it realistic like that too. At the same time, it's a little bit different when I'm doing videos for you guys, and I don't want to be repeating the same thing over and over again, the same trucks, the same weather, the same everything. I want to mix it up a little bit. So what do you guys think of this CLT 9000? Have you seen it before? Do you have it? Are you a fan? I'm liking it. I really do like it. I love the... it doesn't have a whole lot of options on the inside, but I'm not even bothered by that because of the overall feel and look. It's always nice to be able to customize some stuff, but you can customize the dash on this to get a color, maybe so you can match it more with your skin on the outside, which is pretty cool. We slowing down? Nope, that's what always happens. That's what always happens. I go to gun it, and then it turns yellow. That's what is happening. Anyway, yeah, not really too many options. You have an option for a CB, not to pick from them, but it's pretty much you get to pick the color, the overall color. I think it's like red, blue, black, and is it tan? I can't remember. Or brown, and then you can choose from I think 5 or 6 different options on the dash color. And yeah, I just kind of went with the red because it matches our Flatbed Bros skin from Goggles 56. Got a little snorkel on that. I didn't remember that I had a snorkel on here, and a little Texas icon there. Even though I think I have a California license plate. That's weird. Maybe I should get inside now. Just trying to show you another angle. They'll wait for us. Of course, what if we're running into a signal here? Skip 9th. Oh, and we do have to actually be over to the right. Oh, gonna crash again. Let that guy go. Good mirrors in this. I like it. Compensate for having a bad driver. I think I'm just going to stick to simulators. And it's coming up here on the right. Where are we going? We're going to Liebherr. And always kind of interesting how we're going to get in and out of here. It usually is a pretty tight yard. I'm going to go ahead and just get the blinker on right now.
After 50 yards, turn right.
We'll see what kind of yard we get. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of these small, tight yards. How are we looking over there? Pretty good. We'll just go back straight because we got to get right by this fence. Get a little bit farther away from it. That should work out pretty good. See how well it turns now compared to what I was trying to do earlier. Turns on a dime now that it only has those 2 axles. That'll be good enough. Alright. Parking brake. Let's go ahead and get these windows up. Parking lights on only. And we'll go ahead and shut her off. Well, don't need the 4 ways. We're in a spot. Alright. Welcome to Farmington. Dropped off some drain pipes. Got to see the Eaton Fuller RTO 613. Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know when I was running you through the gears and I was saying 7th is down here and 8th is up there. That's for the RTO version. It's the U-shaped pattern. He also has a gearbox layout file that has 6, 7, 8, where 7 and 8 are swapped for what we do. It's the RT version. So if you don't feel like driving with that U-shaped pattern or you want to mix it up, it's not a bad idea. Go ahead and check it out. Again, I'll have the link below. But thanks for coming along on the drive. I'll keep you updated on the gauges, the dashboard. If you have any ideas, I am open for all kinds of ideas because I got to figure out how this is all going to go together, and the more ideas, the better. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.